What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and this is going to be the next episode in my Outlaws playthrough. If any of you are new to this particular playthrough, I will leave the previous episodes linked in the description. But this is an older game that came out in 1997, and it was the first-person shooter that I ever played, and I do truly enjoy it. In the previous episode, we did make our way through the canyon, and this level is going to be called the Sawmill. We're getting a look right now at the antagonist in this particular level, and this level, in comparison to others, is somewhat longer than most because of the puzzles that must be solved in order to get to the boss in this particular level. Now, this is one of the more memorable levels as a result of the puzzles that actually take place. And so we're in here right now, and we're going to begin taking out enemies in this little area. I think there were only 3 enemies that we just killed in there. That's not too many. But now that we're going over to the main building after grabbing the brass key, we're going to fight quite a few more enemies. I kill perhaps more enemies in this level than any level thus far, and as a result of that, this level is pretty fun to play through. It's very crowded, and like I said, the puzzles do take some time to figure out. Even if you do know exactly where you're going, they still take some time to complete. The first time you try to complete all these puzzles, it's definitely going to rack your brain a little, because some of these puzzles are more difficult to figure out than anything that you've yet come across in this particular game. And, you know, it's, in comparison, you know, still pretty difficult to puzzles that you find in modern gaming as well. Some of the puzzles in this level are pretty involved and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. Even going back, I found that these puzzles were still kind of how I remembered them, you know, difficult and challenging and time-consuming, and that was cool. Obviously, when I was a kid, the puzzles were a lot harder, and it took me probably the longest to beat this level, as it took any level in this game, because I simply could not figure out the gears portion. And we'll get there eventually, but as you can see right now, we're fighting through some really densely crowded areas. This is kind of a kitchen or mess hall area within the particular sawmill, and I guess that would make sense. A sawmill would need plenty of employees in order to operate. So I'm going to go over here and try to come around this other way, but as you can see, there's even more enemies here in this secondary portion of the dining hall, so we'll have to kill all of them as well. And instead of engaging those enemies straight on, I do choose to take them on from angles, you know, in the doors and everything, because they very much will kill you if you're not careful. I have a little bit of the makeshift body armor right now, a boilerplate, but as you can see next to the key near my health, it is wearing down, and so that's something to keep an eye on. So here we got the steel key, and we're going to go ahead and just continue to grab ammo and stuff as we work through here. Now, the shotgun is an invaluable tool to me in this particular level because there is so much close quarters combat, you know, peeking around corners and trying to take out enemies quickly. So because of that, I find that the shotgun is extremely helpful, and I'll try to, you know, not waste my ammo on it. But we are going to get a really cool double-barreled long shotgun here in just a moment. Obviously, we've already received the double-barrel shot-off shotgun, but in this next room, we're going to find the double-barreled shotgun that actually has the longer barrels, and that will enable us to use it at range. And so that kind of obsoletes the shotgun that I'm currently using, the single-barreled one, and I'll be switching to the double-barrel here in just a moment. So the single-barrel shotgun has obviously served us extremely well up until this point, but now, I mean, the double-barreled with the long barrels is even better. You can choose to shoot both barrels at once or shoot one barrel at a time, which definitely gives you some more versatility and power in reality. Obviously, if you're, you know, next to an enemy who's going to need 2 shots, you can put both of them in him really quickly. Obviously, you reload one barrel at a time, and this game does not have automatic reload. So if you're not careful, you can put yourself in a situation where you're trying to fire an empty gun, and that's obviously one of the things that I kind of like about this game. I don't really appreciate when games try to do things for me, things that I should be doing, like reloading, for example. But the vast majority of modern games all have auto reload. Someone mentioned that Insurgency is a game that doesn't. So perhaps that's a game I should check out. I've heard really good things about that game, actually. So we're getting here to this little thing, and as we spin it, there will be a gate that opens, and then the water will flow into a main room. What would you call those spinny things? I'm not exactly sure. Huh, I should know the word for that. I want to say dial, but I don't think it's a dial. I don't know. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and continue on here. Now, there will be several different rooms. There is an overhead map that you can view by pressing tab. I don't know if I ever show that in this particular recording, but if you look at that, you can kind of figure out where you're going in some scenarios. Basically, you're just trying to find all of those little spinny things. That is not a technical term, by the way, but you'll hear them spinning and stuff, and they'll open a little gate, and that will send water into the center room, which you'll eventually need all the water flowing into in order to find the boss in this particular level. And so this level, much like the first level, has some puzzles that you work through in order to get to a boss at the end, and that ends the level. But, like I said, this level is significantly longer than the others. If you guys know a better word for those things, go ahead and let me know. It's not a pump, so I'm not exactly sure. I guess dial isn't the worst word for it, but it's definitely not the best. So I'll switch to my new sweet shotgun here, take this guy out. And as we go around, we'll also get the iron key, which will be necessary to get to some of these other dials, I guess. Here's this center room that I'm talking about here. And now we're going to begin to try to find out where we're going next. And so we have turned a few of those thus far, but we obviously have to turn some more because the boss room isn't quite open yet. And here's where we get to one of the puzzles that took me probably the most time to figure out. And so as you can see right now, I'm already having trouble figuring out exactly where to go. And even though I had played through this game recently, kind of shows that maybe I'm not exactly remembering what I should, or that these puzzles are really well designed and do kind of cause you to think and stuff. So I finally found out where we were going here, and now we're going to call down a little elevator and take it up. Now I thought this was cool game design, you know, to have a little hidden elevator like that, and then have another room that looks pretty similar to the room that we cleared out not too long ago, so that you might think, oh, this was just another way into the room, and kind of charge in, and then these guys who are, you know, populating the room here could kind of have a leg up on you. Trying to kill this guy here who's hiding behind that rail. Oh, but I did manage to kill him. I didn't think I was. So he was hiding under the ramp there. Try to kill some of the guys in here too if they're not dead yet. And as you can see, my body armor has obviously been completely depleted by this point. I have been grabbing some health along the way. Enemies will do a lot of damage to you if you're close enough to them, which is why I try to keep my distance from some enemies. Alright, so this guy, he's in a bad spot. We can't really hit him at the moment, but we'll figure out a way to go ahead and kill him. Aiming a little bit low is sometimes smart when there are enemies that are at a lower elevation than you. So as you can see, this will take us in here, and we can go ahead and grab just a little bit of health, but apparently we didn't need that. I'm just trying to figure out which waterways aren't yet opened up for us, because we need all of them opened up in order to get to the boss. I do show the overhead map that I was talking about very briefly there. So we'll have to take the elevator back up because I actually missed where we were going there. As you can see in the overhead map, this particular map is rather expansive. And so now that we're here, this little portion isn't the easiest thing to find, but you head upstream from here, and then you'll find a myriad more enemies on your way to one of the more difficult puzzles that I've been kind of looking forward to, which is the gears puzzle. Now, I was remembering, you know, how to play the game and stuff, and one of the things that I remembered was how difficult I found the gears puzzle as a kid. And that's because I didn't know how to flip the switches that we're going to need to flip in order to divert the water in different ways. Now, for some reason I couldn't figure it out as a kid, but what you do is shoot these switches. And so you'll see here there's a switch there, so I'll need to get above water and shoot that in order to move the gate that it is related to. So, As you can see, as I shoot this, the gate up there will move, and then I'll be forced this way. And this was rather difficult to figure out as a child. So I'm trying to hit that one up there because it's related to a gate that's up there as well. And we're going to go ahead and try to kill this guy as well, just so that we can use this little platform to more easily shoot at our little target here, because this one is on a timer. You need to shoot it and then fairly quickly get through before the gate closes. Trying to hit it there. Having a little bit of trouble. There we go. And so that was the little portion there that took me countless hours probably as a child to figure out. And then we'll come up here and there will be a little gear, and that will be good. So now as we exit here, there is one more gear at the end of the line here. And then we'll have 2 out of the 3 gears that we need in order to get out of this section. So if I go down here, you'll notice that it will take me back to a place with an elevator, a different elevator than we've taken before. And this elevator will kind of take me to the top of this running waterway that we were at, that was leading us through those little switches and stuff. And you'll notice that there's also another hole that we can choose to go through instead of the hole that I went through in the big cylinder of water, which we're back in now. That wooden one over there is where we'll eventually put all of the gears. Now I need to hit this gate, so it sends us this way. And you can see there in the mini-map that there's another gate coming up, so we'll shoot that. And we want to get to this little portion up here that we haven't yet been to. And I think we can see the gear that we need at this point, and so that's good. Excellent. And so now we can head back to the elevator once more, go to the top, and then go to that little wooden area that I was talking about before, and we'll put in the gears. Now this was something that, even going back to the game, this obviously wasn't the first time that I recorded, or it was the first time that I recorded this level, but it wasn't the first time that I played this level recently. Even coming back to the game, this puzzle still took me a few minutes to figure out. It's not the easiest thing to figure out in the world, and games didn't used to do all the hand-holding that they do now, you know, to walk you through puzzles and stuff. If you couldn't figure out this puzzle, you couldn't beat the game. That was just how it went. So we're going to put all these gears here, and when I did finally figure this out, I was very excited as a child to see these gears move, but then I truly didn't know what happened after that. I didn't see the water move or anything like that, but basically it opened this little area for us, and we can go this way now. And we're going to get to one more of those little spinny things, for lack of a better name for them, here in just a moment, that's going to send water into that initial main room that I was talking about. And so we're going to get ready to kill just a few of the guys over here. As you can see, I got ambushed a little bit and took a little bit of damage. Luckily, I still had some cover there. And we did re-up on both rifle ammo and shotgun ammo there, which is good. I want to kill every enemy just because, so I'm exploring here. And you'll notice that this will lead us to this little area, which is kind of strange. So, you know, it's just a little secret little path back to the main area here. And theoretically, there was another way to get back to this main area. Or no, there wasn't, actually. We're not back totally to the main area yet. This is still part of the secret path back to the main area. And we have to hit this button. And so this was where we were not too long ago. But at the point in time at which we hit that button, it also opens up this steel door, which has this little hidden exit in it right down here. So we'll be headed that way after I jump up and figure out what's on top of these boxes, which is nothing. I found that to be kind of disappointing. I was remembering I thought there would be something cool up there. So, I think you're hearing my ringtone right now in the background, which is actually from this game. It's called Showdown, and this game just has an incredibly memorable soundtrack. I'll have to check my phone what's going on there in a minute. I am technically on call right now. In case you're curious, it's 4 in the morning, so if I have to go in, that'll be sweet. But I just enjoy listening to that ringtone. Some people think it's kind of loud and stuff, but you know, whatever. So why I jumped back into this area, I'm not incredibly sure, but I sure did, you know, and now we'll be headed this way and getting out of here. We'll need to go this way and kill a few more guys here because our spinny thing is right up here. And after we spin that, we'll be able to get to the boss. So this level, I mean, even just watching the footage here, I got a little bit confused as to exactly where I was going. And I guess I was actually going the right way. But as you can see, here's our last spin dial deal. And so as we open that, we're going to jump down here. And we'll get ready to kill a few more guys before we get to the boss. Or maybe that was the last small enemy that we'll have to kill. Jumping back down in here, we'll get to the main area, and you can see that it opened up this final portion here where it says danger. And so this will let you know that you're getting to the end of the level. I do want to make sure that I have full health, and now it would be very bad to get to this portion and then die. But it's very likely, because if you pop out of the water right up front there, the boss is going to shoot you. What they want you to do, I guess, is come all the way here past the saw blade underwater so that technically this boss doesn't see you. And he's a boss wielding a rifle, and we're going to kill him with a rifle. And he's going to die here and lead to one of the more memorable death cutscenes in this particular game. It's pretty funny and awesome to watch him come here to the saw and just get all torn up. Obviously, they don't show all that gore, but it is implied. And so that's pretty cool. You'll see our character come over and smoke his pipe a little bit as well, which is pretty awesome. And so, as always, guys, I do thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Sorry for the delay between these episodes. I just wanted to give them time to get their views and stuff, and I'll be putting out the next video before too long, which is going to take place in this Fort Alamo-looking town that we're going to get to here in just a moment. One more time, guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.